between the hedges and across the state. This is where the dogs play.
Man, is there going to be some property destroyed tonight?
Let's not execute, do the things we got to do. Play to our standard and go play fast.
Dogs jumped out.
15-0. The Dogs have done it and won a second consecutive national title.
The Dogs are back in Athens, looking to handle their business once again.
Play faking a bootleg right, throws towards the end zone. Caught! Touchdown, Noah Thomas! Gunner fakes the pitch, stands in the pocket, throws. Wide open, Humphreys, caught at the 8, into the end zone. Touchdown, London Humphreys. The clock will hit 0, and the Dogs have defeated Texas here in Athens tonight in front of another sellout crowd, 35-10.
Georgia, Charlotte, time to tee it up.
This crowd is jacked and ready to go.
Live from Sanford Stadium, this is Georgia football. On the Georgia Bulldogs Sports Network, welcome to play-by-play coverage of Georgia football. Bulldogs football is brought to you by Zaxby's, Who's Got the Sauce? Morgan & Morgan, America's largest injury law firm. Pruitt Health, family makes us stronger. Hoffman Financial Group, helping build your financial dynasty. Modelo Especial, the official import beer of your Georgia Bulldogs. For 21 and up only, please drink responsibly. By Barbasol, America's #1 shaving cream. Close Shave America, Close Shave Barbasol. Sponsored by Aetna Medicare. Medicare annual enrollment ends December 7th. And by Southeast Mortgage, the official home loan lender of the Georgia Bulldogs. Now, to the Piedmont Healthcare broadcast booth, alongside former Bulldog Josh Brock. Here's the voice of the Bulldogs, Scott Howard.
Welcome back, Sanford Stadium, Dooley Field, getting ready for Georgia and Charlotte here this afternoon. Let's run through the probable Georgia offensive starters. Drew Bobo at center, Micah Morris and Dontrell Glover are the guards. Monroe Freeling at one tackle, and Juan Gaston expected to get the start at the other tackle. Ernest Green down in that end zone.
Yeah, no doubt about it. Me and you.
All right, Liam Boyd to kick it away, right-footed kicker. And he jams his leg into this one and sends it sailing, floating through the back of the end zone. Almost kicked it up the tunnel into the Georgia locker room there for a touchback, and Georgia will start 1st and 10.
Niner defenders were all there, so he turned out, and Gunner found him and hit him. Nice throw and catch.
Ball's on the near hash. Dogs driving into the east end zone. And we'll give it to Nate Frazier, and he'll run straight ahead, untouched practically, for the 2-yard touchdown run. And the Dogs are on the board first with 6:18 to go in the first quarter.
Massive hole, Scott. You could hold hands and frolic through that hole that offensive line put. Big Malachi Tolliver did a good job working on the backside with Micah Morris, the senior, on senior day. Good block from him.
2-yard touchdown run by Nate Frazier. Puts the Dogs on the board. 4th rushing touchdown of the year for Nate. Side the 10 down to the 7-yard line.
Frazier just doing a nice squat workout with Schmitz on his back on that time. Strong run from number 3.
2nd and 4. Dogs on the visiting 7. Hand it to Frazier. Hole at right tackle. He cuts back inside between the hashes. They pile him up on the 1. They're going to drive him into the end zone with that pile. Frazier got in the pile on the 1, and then his offensive lineman just got in there behind him and pushed him across the goal line for the touchdown.
360 pounds from Juan Gaston. Pushing will help you. Just lots of massive humanity there pushing Nate Frazier across the line. Of course, his leg churn too does a great job moving the pile.
Frazier's 2nd touchdown run of the quarter. That Georgia touchdown brought to you by Conecuh Sausage, the official smoked sausage of the Georgia Bulldogs. 7-yard touchdown run for Nate.
Good ball placement by Gunner that time. Reading good coverage from the corner from Charlotte on that far side, just throwing the ball to where only his guy can make the play, low and outside.
8-yard gain for the Dogs to get the first down. 1st and 10 on the 15. Handoff. Bo Walker running through the defenders at the 12. Angles to the pylon on the near side and into the end zone. Touchdown. Bo Walker with his first score.
Great run from Bo Walker. Had his big lineman Malachi Tolliver out in front of him, getting in the way of linebackers, and Bo just weaving his way through the Charlotte defense to get into the end zone. It's God, that may be this first one of the year for Bo. I think it is.
First career. You're correct. 15-yard touchdown run on an angle to the left front pylon, and he beat the defender there. They snap it back, and Loftus stands in the pocket, lofts it downfield, and it's intercepted. Intercepted around the 40-yard line by the Dogs. Ellis Robinson with his third pick of the season went up high, took it away from the Charlotte receiver, E.J. Mason. And Robinson comes down on his back, and the Dogs come down with the football, and they mark it at the 38.
Great play from Ellis. He broke off coverage of his guy recognizing the overthrow, and the overthrow was because Georgia brought pressure up front, showed a cover 2 zone look, but ended up bringing the linebackers and getting in Loftus's face, forcing the overthrow.
He didn't miss his guy by much, but Robinson was right there to pick it on the play for Riddell and into the Massey Ferguson red zone for Georgia again. They're on the Charlotte 12, second down and a yard to go, leading it 21-0 as we get late in the second quarter.
Gavin Willis is going to be on ESPN for the second time, getting trucked by Jaden Riddell there.
That was a good lick. Walker in the backfield. Gunnar Stockton will go under center this time. 2 tight ends to the left of the formation in tight. Williams and Riddell. Stretch handoff. Bo cuts back middle of the field into the end zone. Touchdown. 12-yard burst for Bo Walker. His second touchdown of the game.
Boy, you want to talk about a move that sets up a safety to miss the tackle. Let's get vertical in a hurry, then put my left foot in the ground, give you a little head shake and a little shoulder shimmy, and you're going to blow right by me. My goodness, what a run from Bo Walker.
Huge hole at left guard and center. And Bo Walker read it beautifully. The 5'9", 210-pound freshman from Ellenwood, Georgia. Just a gaping hole created by that offensive line. And Walker ran untouched into the end zone for another score. It's 27-0 Dogs. And Peyton Woodring's point after try will make it 28. Another Georgia touchdown brought to you by Conecuh Sausage, the official smoked sausage of the Georgia Bulldogs. Malachi Tolliver's gone all the way at center so far. Drew Bobo with a hand laceration sitting this one out. 2 receivers to the left for Gunner. Now we bring Humphreys in motion to the right. Snap a little high, handed off to Bo Walker. He barrels his way straight down the hash and into the end zone. Touchdown.
Right up the gut, Scott. I mean, couldn't have been any more up the center's behind than that play right there. Bo Hughley tucking in behind his big old offensive lineman. Of course, you can't see the little powerful guy when he gets the ball handed off to him behind that gigantic offensive front. Good job from Micah and the aforementioned Malachi Tolliver getting a nice combination block up on the linebacker.
5'9" and 210. Bo Walker scoring his first career touchdown as a Bulldog today, so why not 3? That's his third. Peyton Woodring for the point after try. And the kick is up and good as the fireworks explode into the daytime sky here in Athens. And Georgia leads it 35-3 over Charlotte. Another Georgia touchdown brought to you by Conecuh Sausage, the official smoked sausage of the Georgia Bulldogs. A reverse motion back to the right, and our defense goes with the motion man. Loftus going to take the snap, roll to the right, throw to the end zone, intercepted, picked off by the Bulldogs, falling out of bounds. In the right corner of the end zone. Georgia with a pick in the end zone. Micah Bell. No, that's Daniel Okonkwo, excuse me. Another 26, the freshman safety from Powder Springs, Georgia, Daniel Okonkwo, with his first career interception, and that stops the drive by Charlotte with the pick in the end zone.
And look at the ball skills from him, being able to get up, make the catch, and then look down to make sure he got a foot inbounds to make that good. What a great play from Okonkwo.
Timeout here at Sanford Stadium with 5:59 to go. The Dogs with their second interception of the game. Pick it off in the end zone to stop the threat. We'll have the ball when we come back. Our second half today brought to you by First Franklin Financial, serving our neighbors since 19. They will not quite yet. 2 receivers to the right, 1 to the left for Montgomery.
Brandon Mathis, the running back in the backfield.
And he'll get the carry here. Mathis for a yard to the 30 as he runs between the tackles.
It's the 9th different rusher for Georgia today.
9 ball carriers and 15 receivers, and now 3 quarterbacks.
Is that deep? I think that's hitting many the depths of the depth chart.
I mean, we've gone 4 deep in some positions on the offensive line, so it's getting there. 45 seconds to go. Montgomery in the shotgun with Mathis in the backfield. Bell, one of the receivers in the formation to the near side. 2 receivers to the right. Snap it back. Give it to Mathis again. And Mathis at right tackle will be jammed up after a 1-yard gain to the 29. So that's going to do it now. The final 22 seconds will run off the clock. Georgia will not have to snap it again. And the Dogs have won their 10th game of the season. 35-3, our final in the fourth quarter today. There was no scoring by either team. Georgia with 92 yards of offense. Charlotte with 70. They only rushed for 12. Georgia had 39 yards in the fourth quarter on the ground, 53 through the air. Charlotte with 58 yards passing. That fourth quarter recap. Again, no scoring in the final period. Fourth quarter recap presented by Ag South, Ag Georgia, and Southwest Georgia Farm Credit, loans for land and farms. Final score from Athens on the last home game of the regular season. Georgia wins it 35-3 over Charlotte. So the Dogs are 10-1 overall. Georgia Tech is next. That's coming up Friday afternoon at Mercedes-Benz Stadium in Atlanta. 3:45 or so kickoff. It might be a minute or two on the other side of that time. We'll be on the air at 11:30 sharp, however, on Friday morning to begin our coverage of Bulldogs football for clean, old-fashioned hate, Georgia and Georgia Tech. Dogs a winner today, now 10-1 on the season. Charlotte with the loss loses its 8th in a row and drops to 1-10. Again, your final, Georgia 35, Charlotte 3. Stay tuned now for our post-game coverage. The Region's Locker Room Show is coming up next here on the Bulldogs Sports Network.
Handoff, Frazier, Dogs win, touchdown, extra point, whatever you want to call it. This game is over.
Georgia.
Touchdown, Georgia.
Georgia Tech. Live from Atlanta, this is Georgia football.
You talk about a stupid miracle. Our heart that was torn out and bleeding, we picked it up and we stuck it back inside.
On the Georgia Bulldogs Sports Network, welcome to play-by-play coverage of Georgia football. Bulldogs football is brought to you by Zaxby's, Who's Got the Sauce? Morgan & Morgan, America's largest injury law firm. Pruitt Health, family makes us stronger. Hoffman Financial Group, helping build your financial dynasty. Modelo Especial, the official import beer of your Georgia Bulldogs. For 21 and up only, please drink responsibly. By Barbasol, America's #1 shaving cream. Close Shave America, Close Shave Barbasol. Sponsored by Aetna Medicare. Medicare annual enrollment ends December 7th. And by Southeast Mortgage, the official home loan lender of the Georgia Bulldogs. Now, to the Piedmont Healthcare broadcast booth, alongside former Bulldog Josh Brock. Here's the voice of the Bulldogs, Scott Howard.
Couple of minutes away from kickoff. Let's run through Georgia's probable defensive starters. Xavier McLeod, Kristen Miller, Gabe Harris on that defensive line. Linebackers Quintavious Johnson, C.J. Allen, Raylan Wilson are the linebackers. And in the secondary, Ellis Robinson, Dalen Everett, the corners, K.J. Bolden, Ja'Cory Thomas, the safeties, and Jonel Aguero is the nickelback. The captains for today for Georgia, Gunnar Stockton and Oscar Delp, Raylan Wilson and Q Johnson. It's time for the coin toss, brought to you by Georgia's own credit union, banking on purpose. And both sets of captains approaching the middle of the field. The referee today is Justin Elliott, and DJ Shockley is right down there in the middle of the coin toss. Let's go down to Shock.
Feels good. It's going to be a fast surface. Guys are excited. And one last thing, that was a good, excited locker room coming out. The guys are locked in and focused and looking forward to this one. But, yeah, we got a great atmosphere, great field to go play.
All right, Shock, here we go. Peyton Woodring with the kick. It will sail to the goal line. Dropped by Georgia Tech. He will pick it up at the 1 and step out of bounds at the 3. Shane Marshall, the freshman from Ocilla, Georgia, dropped the kickoff on the goal line. Humphreys out wide to the right. Lucky's the tight end to the right. Split out just a shade from the line of scrimmage. Branch in motion to the right side. Bell is the receiver to the left with Cash Jones in the backfield. Gunner to throw over the middle, and it's intercepted at the Georgia 47-yard line. Intercepted by Georgia Tech, and they return it to the 37-yard line. Cash Jones makes the tackle. As the Yellow Jackets pick it off near the middle of the field, it was Tajay Butler, sophomore linebacker, that picked it off on the logo, middle of the field, returns it to the Georgia 37-yard line.
Lawson Lucky lost his footing and fell down, and that ball just went right into the hands of the Tech defender.
Keep Stockton from getting the first down. So we're stopped at the 4. The gain was 5. And now it looks like we're going to have to try a field goal.
After watching the replay, Scott, I feel like that might have been a protection bust up front. Georgia would not have caught a drop back pass and left the free rusher unblocked off the left side or right side of Tech's defensive front.
22-yard try, near hash kicking right for Peyton Woodring. And the kick is off, and the kick is good. So Woodring connects. And with that good kick, the good hands at Allstate will contribute to the Georgia Bulldogs Athletic Scholarship Funds for student athletes across all sports. Thank you, Allstate. Georgia with a 3rd down and 5 coming up from the Georgia Tech 7. The Dogs 3 of 5 on 3rd downs here in half number 1. We're tied at 3. The Dogs trying to change that here on this possession. Ball's on the far hash. Georgia in red, moving to our right. 3rd and 5 coming up. Bobo up over the football. Empty set. Gunner Stockton back in the shotgun. 3 receivers right, 2 to the left. Now they shift Cash Jones into the backfield from the left side. Lucky, the left receiver, or the lone receiver on that left side. Snap back to Gunner. He'll throw it. Caught by Branch. He twists. He pivoted in and scrambles into the end zone for the 4-yard touchdown after he caught the ball. Branch caught it going to the right to this sideline. He just stopped on a dime, pivoted back to the middle of the field, and left the Tech receiver or defender running this way. And it was an easy 4-yard sprint into the end zone. And Georgia has the first touchdown of the game.
Classic option route from Branch. Saw the safety there, giving him inside leverage look. So he breaks outside, and as soon as he breaks outside, Gunner sticks it on him, and then the rest is just the creativity and the video game-like moves from Zach Branch.
He's definitely got him. Point after try by Peyton Woodring. As Tech closes in from the edges, but they can't get to the ball, and the extra point is up and good. And Georgia has a 10-3 lead. That Georgia touchdown brought to you by Conecuh Sausage, the official smoked sausage of the Georgia Bulldogs. And yeah, Gunner's 4 for 10 in the first half for 36 yards passing and an interception and 1 touchdown. Field goal try of 30 on the near hash, kicking to the right. And the field goal is up high between the pipes and good. Peyton Woodring with his 2nd field goal of the game to give Georgia a 13-3 lead with 1 second remaining in the first half. And with that good kick, the good hands at Allstate will contribute to the Georgia Bulldogs Athletic Scholarship Funds for student athletes across all sports. Thank you to Allstate. 13-3 the score now. 51-yard try from the far hash kicking left. Woodring, right-footed kicker. There's the snap, the hold. The kick is away. And let's watch it. The kick is good. Peyton Woodring with his 3rd of the game. And this one from long distance, over 50 yards, giving Georgia a smidge of breathing room again. It's 16-6. Dogs by 10, and with that good kick, The good hands at Allstate will contribute to the Georgia Bulldogs athletic scholarship funds for student athletes across all sports. Thank you to Allstate. 14-10 remaining in the game. And it's a two-score game once again. Georgia's scoring drive covered 42 yards. It took 11 plays and 5 minutes and 28 seconds of playing time and a 50-yard field goal officially for Peyton Woodring. That's the drive summary brought to you by Avocados from Mexico. Always good.
To be able to ice this game away, one more here most likely.
They got 8 yards on that one. 7 seconds to go. 2nd and 2. Empty set for Georgia Tech. King back in the shotgun. They snap it back. We bring 4. He throws for the far sideline, and one-on-one is caught by Georgia Tech at the Georgia 45-yard line. And they say 1 second left on the clock. They'll spot it at the 44. Isaiah Canyon at the Georgia 44-yard line.
Smart play by Isaiah Canyon. Catches that ball and immediately dives to the boundary line. Got Ellis turned around just a little bit.
28 yards on that one to the Georgia 44. 1 second left. Here we go. Last play of the game. Unless there's a penalty of some sort. 16-9. Georgia trying to hang on for the win. Tech's got past midfield, so they'll throw it towards the end zone.
Georgia.
Dogs use their last timeout with 1 second left. Three field goals by each team today, 1 touchdown. It was a 7-yard touchdown pass from Gunner to Zachariah Branch, and he did most of the work after the catch to get into the end zone from 7 yards out. And then Peyton Woodring has been perfect for the Dogs in field goal tries, as has Aiden Burr for Georgia Tech. Tech has not really threatened to score a touchdown today. And here they are on the last play of the game at the Georgia 44-yard line. The ball's on the far hash. Tech coming to the right end of the stadium.
Georgia in full Hail Mary defense. You have Jaden Riddell down on the goal line for the Dogs. KJ Bolden also in the goal line in Tech's end zone.
We got 4 across the 20 and 2 in the end zone. Haynes King drops back. He rears and throws towards the end zone. Deep ball, got to knock it down, and we do, and that's the ball game. Riddell knocked it down. Batted the pass down about 7-8 yards deep in the end zone, and the game is over. How about Jaden Riddell, the tight end, with a PBU to end the game?
Perfect Hail Mary defense right there by Riddell. Don't try to catch it, just knock it down on the ground.
Dogs win it for the 8th consecutive time in the series. They tie the winning streak all time with a 16-9 win here in Atlanta this evening. Well, it wasn't necessarily pretty, but it was effective, right?
A win is a win, baby. Just win it.
And that's what the Dogs did. 11-1 now, the record, as they close out the regular season with their 8th consecutive victory. Georgia Tech, with its 8th straight loss to the Bulldogs here in the series, drops to 9-3.
Between the hedges and across the state, this is where the Dogs play.
Man, is there going to be some property destroyed tonight?
I want us to go out and execute, do the things we got to do, play to our standard, and go play fast.
Dogs on top.
15-0. The Dogs have done it and won a 2nd consecutive national title.
A battle of college football blue bloods.
They got a tremendous team. Nothing but respect for Darren Moore and what he's done with that team and that staff. I think he's done a great job of putting them in a position to grow and get better. And they've gotten better with each game.
Hand it to Etienne, straight ahead. Touchdown! Touchdown! Dogs are SEC champions. Dogs have won it.
Another chapter in a storied history awaits. Georgia, Alabama.
What you come to Jordan for, what you play for, big games. Greatest environment in college football is probably the SEC championship.
Live from Atlanta, this is Georgia football. On the Georgia Bulldogs Sports Network, welcome to play-by-play coverage of Georgia football. Bulldogs football is brought to you by Zaxby's, Who's Got the Sauce? Morgan & Morgan, America's largest injury law firm. Pruitt Health, family makes us stronger. Hoffman Financial Group, helping build your financial dynasty. Modelo Especial, the official import beer of your Georgia Bulldogs. For 21 and up only. Please drink responsibly. By Barbasol, America's #1 shaving cream. Close Shave America, Close Shave Barbasol. Sponsored by Aetna Medicare. Medicare annual enrollment ends December 7th. And by Southeast Mortgage, the official home loan lender of the Georgia Bulldogs. Now, to the Piedmont Healthcare broadcast booth, alongside former Bulldog Josh Brock. Here's the voice of the Bulldogs, Scott Howard.
Well, the time for jabber-jawing is over. It's time for playing time here at Mercedes-Benz Stadium. Georgia and Alabama, both teams coming out onto the field now. Georgia will be on the far sideline. From our vantage point, Alabama is on the near sideline. Captains are on the sidelines, ready to approach the middle of the field for the coin toss. Georgia's team captains today, Zachariah Branch and Ernest Green on offense, C.J. Allen and Kristen Miller on defense. Our referee today is Daniel Gautreaux, and the coin toss is brought to you by Georgia's own credit union, Banking on Purpose. We'll throw it down to Shock here in just a moment, and we'll see if we can tune in to the referee's microphone for the toss of the coin as the captains are on the SEC logo, middle of the field.
All right, guys,
to exchange greetings.
Representing the Southeastern Conference in the 2025 SEC Championship game. I'm your referee, Daniel Gautreaux.
This is your umpire, Walt Hill. Georgia, you are the designated visiting team. This side is heads, this side is tails. What is your call?
The call is heads. It is tails. Which way would you like to kick?
Alabama has won the toss and elected to defer their option to the second half. They will kick from the south end zone. Good luck.
All right, so Alabama wins the toss. They defer. Georgia will receive the football and start on offense as we get this game underway. Let's go down to Shock on the field for any final pregame thoughts out of that Georgia locker room, DJ.
Yeah, there were a lot of good pregame thoughts in that locker room. First off, we know we got a phrase, a mantra every ball game. They said throw the phrase and mantras out of the game. You got to let it fly. Let it rip in this ball game. He said enough is enough. And coincidentally enough, somehow last ball game, Alabama had some notion of they found some mismatches. Kirby and the whole team said, oh, yeah, we about to find out here in a couple of minutes what the real mismatch is, and didn't like it. But a lot of conversation there about playing more physical in this team, and it's our time. We've been here before. Seize the moment and let it rip. We've talked about it all week. Let it rip, let it fly, and play for the brother next to you.
Have to continue to make this trek over to Atlanta on a weekly basis. But as long as you win, right? All right, Alabama will kick it off from left to right. Connor Talty will be handling the kicking duties for the Crimson Tide. Zachariah Branch, the deep receiver, along with Cash Jones. Both are hovering around the goal line to our right. 75,000 plus strong inside the stadium, and we are underway in the SEC championship game. A high kickoff spinning over the head of Zachariah Branch. He'll watch it land 5 yards deep in the end zone, and the Dogs will take the touchback. So here we go, 1st and 10 at the 25-yard line to get this championship quest started. Running back to the near side, he pulled the ball out of his belly and kept it, and then Simpson ended up on his back at the 21-yard line with a helmet right in his chest from Gabe Harris.
Ran through the block of Parker Brailsford, and that's what we talk about, hitting Ty Simpson. They don't use him to run the football a lot, but when he does, we have to make him pay for it.
Lost a yard back to the 21, 3rd and 9 for the Tide. Simpson in a single setback in the backfield. Simpson will throw, a little dump pass over the middle of the line of scrimmage. Jeremy Bernard the target, but he missed him as it bounces incomplete off the turf.
Good pressure. Quintavious Johnson driving the the right tackle back into the lap of Ty Simpson, moving the pocket. Good job from Georgia, and had an ET stunt up front. KJ Bolden, great job picking up the receiver coming across the middle of the field.
Yeah, Bolden was in front, and Ja'Cory Thomas was right behind him. Georgia had that play defended very well. Alabama will punt on 4th and 9. Zachariah Branch between the hash marks on the Georgia 33-yard line. We blocked the punt. It bounces in the air at the 16-yard line. There's a scramble for the loose ball. The Dogs blocked it. Cole Spear blocked the punt. Justin Williams has recovered the ball. And where are they going to spot it down? Somewhere in the vicinity of the 20-yard line of Alabama. The Dogs come up with a huge special teams play here in the first quarter. They block the punt. It's going to be spotted at the 21-yard line.
Cole Spear came flying through like a spear, Scott, to get his hand on that one. Great special teams play for the Dogs, flipping this game early on. Now we have to go make them pay. Let's go put this ball in the end zone.
That's the first punt blocked against Blake Dow, the Alabama kicker this season. Gunner goes under center. Frazier's back in the game. Nate takes it to the right side, turns the corner at right tackle. Down the field, inside the 15, to the 10, down to the 7-yard line. Nate Frazier with a big gaping hole on the right side. Picks up the Scana Energy first down and motors the Bulldogs right into the Massey Ferguson red zone. Dogs are threatening on the Alabama 7. It's goal to go there with 6:05 to go in the first quarter.
Tight ends making their presence felt. All three of them lined up next to one another to drive the Alabama defensive front back there, Scott.
Gunner under center again. Frazier, the handoff. And they'll hit him in the backfield as he tried to run between the tackles again. And there were 3 crimson jerseys back there led by Zabian Brown, the cornerback, and knock him down around the 9-yard line, far left end of the field. So that's a loss of 2. And it'll be 2nd and goal.
Zabian Brown stepping up from his corner position, confusing our blockers up front. Miscommunication, no one knew who to get.
Cash Jones in the backfield. Dylan Bell in motion back and forth. We hand it off to Dylan. He cuts inside left tackle, inside the 5, and down to the 1 or the 2-yard line when they unpile everyone. Dylan Bell went in motion across the formation right, stopped and came back left, and that's when Gunner handed him the football. And he planted and cut down the field around the 5-yard line. He cut inside. Nice block there on the inside to open up a little bit of a gap for Dylan Bell down to the 1. It was Lawson Lucky that blocked on this left end. And the Dogs are goal to go on the 1 now. I formation. Play fake. Gunner rolls to the right. Throws. Caught. Roderick Robinson. Touchdown, Georgia. Robinson was the fullback in the I formation. He went to the right. We play faked, and Gunner rolled with him on a bootleg, and he was wide open on the right side of the field for the touchdown.
Oh, we just got the Alabama defender lost in the sauce, number 18 over there for Alabama. I don't have him on my chart here, but we got him sucked up into the line of scrimmage, and we were able to get in the end zone. Roderick Robinson, where you been, buddy? There he is.
Georgia with first blood here in the SEC Championship. Point after try by Peyton Woodring is up and good by the Georgia junior kicker. That's his 166th consecutive extra point. And the Dogs have a 7-0 lead. That Georgia touchdown brought to you by Conecuh Sausage, the official smoked sausage of the Georgia Bulldogs. Timeout here in Atlanta. Georgia 7, Alabama nothing. Our first half presented by it.
Or great recovery. Isaiah ran a great route to the near sideline. Ellis just flew out of his break to go get a hand on that to break it up.
2nd and 10 from the Georgia 49 for the Tide, moving left to right. Linebacker Raylan Wilson creeping up towards the line of scrimmage on the right. Now here he comes. We bring 5. Simpson has protection. He'll throw it. Short pass caught over the middle on the hash mark by Jeremy Bernard, or a short game. Tackled immediately there by Ja'Cory Thomas, the safety, who wrapped him up right after he caught the football. 4-yard gain to the Georgia 45. And it'll be third down for the Tide.
Scott, already great adjustments from that first game in September. Alabama killed Georgia defensively with crossing routes. We are tackling very effectively in man coverage, running those crossing routes.
Alabama 1 for 3 here in the quarter on third down. They've got a 3rd down and 6 coming up. Snap it back to Simpson. He surveys, pass is intercepted. Dalen Everett, he's got running room to the near side. He stiff arms a man, running out of bounds. There's a flag at the 40. It might be a face mask. Dalen Everett intercepted the football over the middle. Isaiah Horton, was he the guy that chased him down?
Dalen Everett, great concentration. That ball was tipped. I think a Georgia defender was able to get their hand on it. I think it may have been K.J. Bolden. Yes, K.J. Bolden was able to get his hand on it. And that
During the return, personal foul, face mask, return team. The 15-yard penalty will be enforced from the spot of the foul. First down, Georgia.
They were trying to throw it to Horton over the middle there, and that's when Everett got the pass, intercepted, tipped it off. It was a tipped ball by K.J. Bolden, and Everett picked it off. And Bernard was the guy that chased him down and got a face mask full of Dalen Everett's stiff arm there, trying to push him away. But Everett apparently committed the face mask penalty. Wow, look how far they're bringing that back. My goodness.
Is that a 30-yard penalty?
I'm not sure. It looks like it. They're going to bring the ball back all the way to Georgia 43-yard line. I guess the face mask penalty was about the 40 of Alabama, so that would, the math would work out that way. Nonetheless, Georgia has the football. Handoff Josh McCray, trying to bull his way for some positive yards. He got bumped back the first time, and then he redirected and pushes his way up to the 45. London Simmons, the nose tackle, makes the stop after a short 2-yard gain for the Bulldogs. 2nd down and 8. So the Dogs with a blocked punt here in the first quarter, and now an interception. Trying to put it all together here against the Crimson Tide in the SEC championship game. Less than a minute to go, first period. Georgia with a 7-0 lead. Play fake and a bootleg gunner. Throws it to the tight end, Delp. Caught at the 45. Delp angling towards friendly territory, the Georgia sideline. He's hit at the 50. Justin Jefferson, the linebacker. Justin Hill, the edge rusher, make the tackle at the 50. And that's going to bring up 3rd down and 3. Dogs go fast with a little tempo. Here's Gunner going to run for the first down. He pulls it down up the hash, over the 50, and into Alabama territory, where I think before he stumbles to the turf at the 47, I think he did get the first down. That's a scan of energy. First down for the Dogs, so they'll move the chains.
Smart play by Gunner. Had good coverage downfield from Bama defensively. Just pulled the ball down and got the first down, as you said, Scott.
Dogs are moving, and that's going to be the last play of the first quarter. And the cheers are up from the far side of the stadium. Dogs with a 7-0 lead, trying to turn a pickoff into points. And we'll see if they can do that when we come back for the start of the second quarter. Our first half today presented by attorney Ken Nugent. Injured in a wreck? There's only one call, that's all. CallKen.com is the website. Off a Ty Simpson pass with Dalen Everett's first interception of the season, the 5th of his career, and that's where the Dogs are working right now. 1st and 10 on the Alabama 47 as we start quarter number 2. Out of the pistol, handed off to Frazier, who pops out to the right side. Short yardage gain to the 45. Deontay Lawson, the linebacker, on the stop for the guys in crimson. And the gain was only 2. A 1-yard gain there. So 2nd and 9.
Yards have been tough to come by in the run game early on for Georgia. Just a couple of plays that have popped for them early on.
He moved the ball back to the 46-yard line. Malachi Tolliver with that right hand on the ball, snaps it back. We hand it to Frazier again. Runs through a crowd straight ahead, fights for yards, to the 41. Now we push the pile and just drive it. Freeland got in there. Elias Williams got in there and just drove the pile from behind up to the 35-yard line for a Scana Energy first down.
Gotta love that from your big boys up front. The pile gets held up, and then everybody's coming in to push. Ernest Green gets in the back and pushes. Monroe Freeland gets up and gets in the back and pushes. Malachi Tolliver pulling guys downfield.
Yeah, you got to watch that now. That's still not legal.
Sorry, he didn't do that.
First and 10 for the Dogs on the 35. 11-yard run with the offensive surge. And we'll run it this time off to the left side, and that was Chauncey Bowens getting the carry. Chauncey, a 5'11" redshirt freshman running back from Port St. Lucie, Florida. Good to see him back on the field. Damani Jackson and Justin Jefferson, the linebacker, on the stop at the 33-yard line. A 2-yard pickup for the Dogs. Bowen is in the backfield with Gunner. Dogs moving to our right, leading 7-0. Almost 2 minutes into the quarter. And we'll hand it to Bowens again. He runs straight ahead, and they bounce him back before he gets to the line of scrimmage at the 33. We'll see where his forward progress was. Tim Keenan, a senior lineman, with the stop.
Well, you never usually see a defensive tackle give ground. Tim Keenan backed up 3 yards and then came around and made the tackle in the hole like he was a linebacker there, Scott.
That doesn't sound like it's quite fair.
That's athleticism. 6'2", 320.
You're not kidding. No gain on the play. It's 3rd and 8. Gunner going to follow Cash Jones into the hole as a blocker, and Gunner puts his hand on the blocker's back and then just keeps running down to the 25.5-yard line, going to be short of the first down by about a half a yard. Gunner on the carry. Jones with the lead block. Jefferson with the tackle, the Alabama linebacker. And it looks like the Dogs will keep the offense out there. I see McCray and Frazier now in the huddle. We might go out of the I formation. Let's see what they line up in. Oh, split backfield. 4th and less than a yard. Alabama running substitutions on late. Now we shift. We go under center with Gunner. Offset I, McCray, and it'll be Gunner just keeping it. And they push him over the first down marker and to the Alabama 23-yard line. Got a 2-yard push from behind, and he picks up the first down easily.
Well, we've seen Georgia do that a few times. We motion Monroe Freeling over, create a heavy-set offensive line to the right side of the Georgia offensive front. But what we haven't seen this year is QB sneak right behind big Micah Morris, who got great push to get us across and get that first down.
And looking at the replay, Gunner did most of that running on his own. He didn't really get a push from anywhere. He just had good blocking on that side. 1st and 10 Dogs on the 23-yard line. Gunner rolls right, throws on the run again. Frazier incomplete at the 22, and he got blown up as he was trying to make the catch. Yanze Pierre with a blow. Frazier's taken 2 hard hits today, both the same kind, when he's trying to catch the football.
Scott, that looked an awful lot like targeting. That was the helmet to helmet on a defensive receiver. I don't know how that wasn't targeting.
They will continue play. No buzz down from the booth. 2nd and 10 for the Dogs on the Alabama 23 with a 7-0 lead. Gunner's going to throw. He's got Dylan Bell open at the 12. He makes the catch down to the 5, down to the 4-yard line. Bray Hubbard and Sabb, the safeties, make the tackle and save a touchdown. Dylan Bell takes it to the 4.
Dylan doing a great job just finding the hole in the zone of Alabama's defense. Good job by Gunner recognizing that, almost bending the ball around Deontay Lawson's outstretched hand to make that connect, make that reception. And then, of course, as you said, Scott, Dylan just physical, running over Bray Hubbard.
19-yard gain on Dylan Bell's 24th catch of the season. 10:30 to go, 2nd quarter. Dogs on the doorstep. 1st and goal at the Alabama 4. Handoff, Frazier. He angles to the left, and there's absolutely nothing there. In fact, he lost a yard. Alabama surges on the right side of their defensive line of scrimmage and pushes Frazier back, makes the tackle at the 5 with Nakai Hill-Green and Isaiah Faga.
I'll let you pronounce that one. I wasn't even going to give it a shot.
Redshirt freshman from Phoenix City, Alabama. Second and goal from the 5. Out of the shotgun, 2 receivers right. We send the tight end in motion left, and flags fly before the play gets started. We end up in the end zone with Josh McCray, and Alabama wants to start a little ruckus there after the play's been blown dead. 2 flags are on the field.
False start. Offense, number 71. 5-yard penalty. Remains second down.
They got Ernest Green, our right tackle, for a false start. That'll back us up to the 10-yard line.
Just barely. Just barely moved before that ball snapped.
Second and goal from the Alabama 10 for the Dogs. Bowens is back in the game in the backfield with Gunner. Snap back out of the shotgun. Gunner's going to run. 10, 7, 6, and down there. Didn't quite get back to the 5. He got 4 yards, 4 and a smidge on that carry. And it'll be third and goal just outside the Alabama 5.
This guy early on, Gunner, just lowering his head trying to get extra yards. I'd really like for him to be able to see those people he's trying to run over, and that does not look good to the eye.
He's using his hand, too, to kind of guide his blockers when he runs through there like that. He put his hand on the blocker's back again that time. Branch comes in motion near side on third and goal. Gunner with time over the middle, throws in the end zone. Caught! Touchdown, Dillon Bell, right in the middle of the end zone.
You had protection up front, Scott. You had receivers running good routes. A nice in-breaking route from Dillon Bell. Again, finding the hole in the zone. But give credit to those boys up front. They gave Gunner those 4 seconds that he needed to be able to deliver that strike to the end zone.
5-yard touchdown pass for the Dogs to take it to a 13-0 contest at this point. Here comes Peyton Woodring for the point after. Gunner will hold. Bo Gardner will snap it back. Snap is back. The hold is down. The kick is good. Another Georgia touchdown brought to you by Conecuh Sausage, the official smoked sausage of the Georgia Bulldogs. So the Dogs turn the Dalen Everett interception into points. They get 7 out of it, and it's 14-0 Georgia. Let's pause 10 seconds. Station identification here on the Bulldogs Sports Network. Brett Thorson, the Georgia All-American. Alabama will have one final touch here with the last 15 seconds to go.
Scott, I don't love that operation from Georgia offensively there. You take the risk to go for it on 4th down in your own territory, and then the next set of downs that you get, you really don't even hardly gain a yard.
We'll see what Alabama does with the final 15 seconds. Simpson back in the shotguns. He's going to backpedal into the end zone. And we hit him there in the end zone, tackled him low. He completed the pass around the 10-yard line. And there's a flag down in the end zone. The tackle may have been out of the contact zone on the quarterback. I think that's what the officials are discussing. It might be a 15-yarder on the Dogs.
There are 2 fouls on the play, 1 on each team. Personal foul, hands to the face, offense, number 64. Personal foul, roughing the passer, defense, number 9. The fouls will offset, remains first down.
Well, it's a good thing those fouls offset, because roughing the passer, hitting the quarterback in the waist, since when is that roughing the passer? Well, you got him below the leg, but he was blocked into him.
Well, the good thing there is 7 seconds went off the clock, so there's only 8 seconds remaining. And Alabama's just going to take a knee, it looks like, on their 8.5, 9-yard line. Simpson takes the snap, takes a knee, and that's the half. And a rousing ovation for Georgia as they head into the locker room on that side of the field. Georgia fans like what they see. The Dogs lead it 14-0 over Alabama at halftime of the Southeastern Conference Championship game. Pretty good effort by the Dogs, wouldn't you say, Josh?
Yeah, I would say they did exactly what we hoped they would. Made a couple of adjustments, threw some new things at Alabama, played fast and physical on defense, and offensively were effective.
Coming up here in a matter of seconds, it's the halftime interview brought to you by Zaxby's. Who's got the sauce? Let's go down to DJ Shockley. He's got the coach. Shock.
Coach, you've averaged over 4 yards a rush, 7 yards in the pass. What's been efficient enough for you in offense?
I didn't know we're averaging 4 a rush. That's good because it don't seem like it. But they're coming after us. They're being really aggressive. We got to score more points. Got to keep playing good defense.
On the defensive side, you talk about playing good defense. What's it going to take to keep it going?
Well, if they don't score, we can't lose.
That's pretty logical.
Straightforward.
Yes. All right, Shock, thanks very much. I like that philosophy. And they haven't scored yet. It's 14-0, Georgia in front. And it's time now for the Caterpillar halftime report with Neil Hondo Williamson here at Mercedes-Benz Stadium. Georgia again leads Alabama at halftime of the SEC championship game. It's the Dogs 14, the Crimson Tide nothing. Back after this on the Georgia Bulldogs Sports Network. Lost 9.5, 4th down, Alabama to punt it away. Zachariah Branch back deep. Makes the catch. It's returnable from 36 to the 40 to the 45. Middle of the field in Alabama territory. And tackled down at the, let's see, the Alabama, 42-yard line. It looks like where they'll spot him. Alabama has a player down on the field. Now he's helped up by a teammate. Training staff is out to tend to him too, and that is Justin Jefferson, the linebacker. They've spotted the ball at the Alabama 42. So the punt was 48 yards, and the return by Zachariah Branch was 22. It's on the 40-yard line. They've moved it off the 42 to the 40.
Well, Justin extremely hobbled coming off the field for Alabama and got rolled up on that tackle.
Certainly not the way Alabama wanted to start the second half. But Georgia's defense has just been smothering today. 14-0, Dogs lead, and they start in plus territory here on this possession. Handoff, Nate Frazier. He's upended at the line of scrimmage. He runs straight ahead between the hash marks, and Nakai Hill-Green went low on Frazier and knocked him down after a 1-yard gain.
Boy, that play was there. If we got Nakai Hill-Green blocked up, Frazier might have ran out the back of the end zone here on the right side of the radio dial.
Let's do that again. 39-yard line is where the line of scrimmage is now. 2nd down and 9, Dogs. Play fake Gunner. Pump fake. Now he throws to Frazier in the left flat. Makes the catch at the 35. Spins, and they hit him coming out of the spin at the Alabama 34-yard line. Xavier Brown, the cornerback, put the ball down between the 33 and the 34.
Good coverage again from Bama's secondary. Gunner having to check down to his escape valve, Frazier, once again.
That's a 6-yard gain for the Dogs. It's 3rd and 3 on the Alabama 33. Snap back to Gunner. He looks left. He throws left. Caught by Branch at the 29. He went up high and clasped the ball with 2 hands. They hit him there with a couple of different guys, led by Red Morgan and then Damani Jackson. But it's a Scana Energy first down at the Alabama 27-yard line. The gain was 6. Dogs lead by 2 touchdowns, looking to add more to it here in the early minutes of the 3rd quarter. 3 receivers to the right for Gunner. Frazier in the backfield. Pump fake to the right flat. Throw it downfield to Lucky. A spinning catch at the 14 and out of bounds at the 9. Sabb got him out of bounds. Lawson Lucky with his first catch of the game.
Man, what body control from Lawson Lucky. Good throw to the outside shoulder from Gunner, but Lawson having to jump up in the air and twist around to make that catch, as you said, Scott. Man, just the athleticism of these Georgia tight ends is unbelievable.
18-yard gain for the Dogs. Scana Energy first down for Georgia. It's goal to goal at the Alabama 9. 2 receivers left. Now we shift 2 tight ends, Delp and Lucky to the left. Snap back, play fake, Gunner throw, and the pass, we threw it right into the chest almost of Hill-Green on the right edge of the defensive line for Alabama. So that pass is deflected at the line of scrimmage and knocked down incomplete.
That's a great read from Gunner on the RPO game there. Talon Taylor with a nice route breaking in If that didn't hit in the Hill green in the arm, that was a touchdown for Georgia.
He did knock it down with that hand as he had to leap in the air. He had the hand in the right spot. That may have been 6 for the Dogs. 2nd and goal from the 9. Gunner going to go under center. Handoff Frazier with Humphrey leading, blocking. Oh, what a block! Humphrey with the opener on the left edge and a touchdown. Frazier on the 9-yard run.
Scott, you said it. Lawson Lucky with the great kick-out block. Oscar dealt with the perfect seal block on the left side, along with Monroe Freeling and Lawson Lucky. My goodness. But London just with that physical. That's a receiver with a physical block. I love it.
How much did he like that, too, after he made that block? He knew Frazier was going to score. There was nobody in the path over the last 8-9 yards. Touchdown for Georgia makes it 20-0. Here's the point after try. Snap, hold, kick, good. Dogs 21, Alabama nothing. SEC championship. That's another Georgia touchdown, brought to you by Conecuh Sausage, the official smoked sausage of the Georgia Bulldogs. 10:47 to play, third quarter here in Atlanta. Our second half tonight brought to you by First Franklin Financial. Controlled the clock a little bit more in that quarter. And we've got 15 minutes to go. Alabama football on their own 30. 1st and 10. Simpson will throw over the middle, and it's caught around the 37-yard line by Daniel Hill, the running back. And he's hit once and then twice. Chris Cole made the first contact, and C.J. Allen made the second. Down after a 9-yard gain, however, up to the 40-yard line. Simpson looks left, looks right, and then looks right into a white shirt, who buries him back at the 30 of the 29-yard line. Sacked by the Dogs, Quintavious Johnson. Check a flag in the middle of the field, or at least in the Georgia secondary, dropped at the 45-yard line. Chris Cole and Quintavious Johnson on the dual rush back there. That might wipe out the play, the penalty marker, the way Kirby Smart was reacting
after
to
the play,
one of his defensive
personal
players.
Foul, unnecessary roughness, defense, number 15. 15-yard penalty will be added to the dead ball spot. First down, Alabama.
DeMello Jones penalized for the play. Kirby's irate.
He's not happy, but again, Alabama running back number 4, Daniel Hill, made a business decision. That rush came. He wanted no part of picking up that blitz.
Right. He just kind of split the two rushers as we looked at the replay. He didn't really touch either one of them.
He's like, nah, man, I'm good.
Alabama gets a breather, although Ty Simpson may not think so after taking that lick. It's 1st and 10 tied on their 45-yard line. Moving to our right, Simpson, a little lollipop throw, may have been tipped at the line of scrimmage. It's caught by Alabama's tight end anyway, caught by Caleb Edwards. It got tipped at the line and kind of knuckleballed and dead ducked up in the air and floated down right to the tight end. He made the catch in the run to the Georgia 42, tackled by Dalen Everett. It's another first down for Alabama. Tide trying to move. They don't have any points yet. We've got 13:35 to go in the game. Alabama works with their quarterback on the logo. He looks to the right, now back to the middle of the field. That's where he throws, and it's caught by the running back, Daniel Hill. We smother him up immediately at the 38, where they're going to mark him down. C.J. Allen with the tackle for the Dogs. Got 4 out of that. 2nd down and 6. Simpson in the shotgun, and Hill in the backfield. He'll flare out, and they'll throw it to him, and he'll drop it. At the 40-yard line, he was looking downfield, and his hands and his body were twisted around to catch the football, and none of that worked for him. He dropped it right off his hands.
My man's waving the white flag, Scott. He doesn't want any part. And here he comes getting checked out of the game. They're going to go ahead and take that out. Ja'Cory Thomas in the space again, just breathing down the neck of Daniel Hill. Hey, it must be said, too, no throws, very few throws downfield. Our secondary is doing a great job in coverage on this tremendous trio of receivers from Alabama.
Third and 6 for Alabama. They're 1 for 8 on 3rd down today. Snap it back to Simpson. Here comes pressure. Simpson will just heave it up downfield, and it's incomplete. Oh, here comes 1 and 2 flags. And that's going to be on DeMello again.
Pass interference, defense, number 15. 15-yard penalty from the previous spot. First down.
Is it pass interference on the 10-yard line? Because he was falling down on his own.
Pass was underthrown. The receiver, Ryan Williams. Ball bounced just on the other side of the 10. And DeMello had hands on him and was pulling him in the other direction. So I guess that's a legitimate call.
That was 4 yards uncatchable.
That's 30 yards in penalties by one player now on this possession. Alabama's got it on Georgia's 23-yard line now. 1st and 10. Looking for their first points of the game. To Daniel. Simpson's going to zip it into the end zone, and off the hand of Brooks, and incomplete under the goalpost. Threw it tight and hard into the end zone, and too much for Lazier Brooks to handle. Off one hand. And incomplete, fortunately. 2nd down and 10 coming up for the Tide.
That was an incredible throw by Ty Simpson.
Oh, a good-looking ball. Looking at the replay, man.
Gosh, that ball's got to be caught 10 times out of 10. That was an incredible pass.
.12:48 remaining in the game. Clock stopped with the incompleted pass. From the Georgia 23. Pressure straight up the gut. Throwing for the far corner in the end zone. And incomplete. Incomplete. Was that dropped by Williams or broken up? Ryan Williams was the target, the sophomore from Mobile, Alabama. He was covered by Ellis Robinson. Oh, that was a drop. Oh, my goodness.
Yeah, yet another throw. Great throw from Ty Simpson. Pressure in his face from Raylan Wilson. You couldn't have handed it to him much better than that. Fortunately, dropped by Ryan Williams, but good coverage from Ellis Robinson.
That's been his issue this season. That's 9 drops already for the sophomore receiver for Alabama. Not today, but this year. 9 would be a lot. Simpson running for his life, dumps it over the middle screen, and it's caught by Jeremy Bernard. He fights off 2 Georgia defenders, going to bounce right, get to the sideline and into the end zone. First Alabama touchdown of the game, and it never should have happened. We should have tackled him twice between the 10 and the 20-yard line, but Bernard kept going, and we couldn't get him on the ground.
The poor tackling in open field by 2 different defenders, as you pointed out, Scott. Got to get Bernard on the field. I know he's a talented runner with the ball in his hands, but very uncharacteristic from a couple of members of our secondary.
Just looked at a replay. Bolden may have made the tackle, but he was having to work around the umpire, who was standing like a statue right there, so he was an extra blocker for the Crimson Tide on that play. Alabama with the point after, and it's good. A 23-yard touchdown pass to Jeremy Bernard from Simpson gets Alabama on the board with 12:33 to go, and our new score in Atlanta is Georgia 21, Alabama 7. We got a timeout here at Mercedes-Benz. Our second half tonight brought to BMW X3 Sports Activity Vehicle. For more details, see your local BMW Center. Visit BMWATL.com today. Proud sponsor of Georgia Athletics. Alabama on the board for the first time here in the game. Their first points come with 12:33 to go in the game. 21-7, Georgia leads as the Tide will kick it away. And Zachariah Branch will slide to his right and let the ball bounce through the end zone for a touchback. Alabama went 91 yards in 9 plays in 2 minutes and 37 seconds. And the touchdown was a Jeremy Bernard tackle-breaking run after the catch, a 23-yarder on a screen play that got him into the end zone. And that makes it 21-7. That's the Shoemate Drive summary from Harry's Doghouse to your house. Shoemate is Georgia's solution for all things heating, air conditioning, plumbing, and electrical. Dogs 1st and 10 on our 25 with a 2-touchdown lead now. Gunner going to take it and roll the pocket to the right. Throw on the run to Branch. He caught it on the sideline, cuts back in towards the numbers, and then turns up at the 30, and they tackle him at the 32. Keon Keeley makes the stop after about a 7-yard gain to the 32-yard line. Dogs will huddle. Let that clock tick a little bit. How aggressive do the Dogs need to be here, Josh?
Pretty aggressive. Alabama's an explosive offense.
Stockton goes under center. Frazier, the lone setback. Play fake, roll to the right. Stockton looking downfield. He fires to the tight end, Oscar Delp, right at the yard marker. Makes the catch, gets out of bounds. First down at the 37-yard line. DeJohn Lee made the stop on the far boundary, and that's a Scana Energy first down at the 37. It's a 5-yard gain on that rollout and throw to Oscar Delp, the senior from Cumming, Georgia.
Good job on the rollout, flooding that side of the field. Lucky was the down the field receiver, covered well. Delp underneath, open for the first down.
Georgia in white and silver breeches, red hats, and we play fake the jet sweep with Bell. Boy, there was just a mass, a congregation of folks on that right side of the line of scrimmage. Gunner just ended up keeping the football and trying to do something with it, and what that something was, don't lose any yards, and he didn't. He stopped at the line of scrimmage, basically at the 36.
Tim Keenan, all 320, played pound cake on that tackle, landing on top of Gunner.
I don't think that play was designed like that. Second down and 10 for the Dogs. Branch in motion. He stops that motion at the quarterback and goes back left, and now Stockton will pull it down. Quarterback draw. Gunner lowers the shoulder, drives over the 40 and up to the 43-yard line. Nikai Hill-Green on the stop, the Alabama linebacker, makes another tackle. He's made a bunch of those today, but Gunner picks up 7 up to the 43, or 6-yard gain rather. 3rd and 4, a little more than 10 minutes remaining here in the game. Georgia with a 21-7 lead on Alabama here in the SEC Championship. London Humphreys, receiver to the right, 3 receivers to the left for Gunner, and Frazier in the backfield. Snap back, Stockton plants, now rolls to the left, cuts inside, and he's hit at the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play. Got hit at the 43 by Tim Keenan, the big defensive lineman for Alabama, and that's going to stop another offensive series for the Dogs. It's 4th down. We got to punt it away again.
Quay Russaw was in hot pursuit of him too. The linebacker from Alabama forced Gunner back up inside, right into the waiting arms of Tim Keenan. This sheet says 320. My man's not 320. He's easily like 340. Easy.
Brett Thorson back on to kick it away for the Dogs. A lot of time remaining. Thorson will punt it high. Spiral will come down nose first. Oh, Cole Adams dropped it. He dropped it inside the 5. Whose ball? Whose ball? There's a small little pile. I guess Adams fell on his own muffed punt down there inside the 5. He was trying to fair catch around the 4, and the ball came out of his arms. We had 2 Gunners down there to cover him up, but he got the ball back apparently. Back with you from the Piedmont Healthcare radio booth here in Atlanta as we pause 10 seconds. Station identification on the Bulldogs Sports Network. (21-7), Georgia leads Alabama, 4th quarter. Let's go to the Attorney Ken Nugent sidelines and DJ Shockley. Shock, what's happening?
Hey, fellas, after that long touchdown drive by Alabama, C.J. Allen called up the entire defense, a spirited conversation, and pulled DeMello Jones over personally and said, hey, this is not what we do. We got to play with some composure, talking to the whole defense. So we'll see what happens here, but a big leadership moment from C.J. Allen.
All right, Shock, Alabama starting in a hole on its own 5-yard line. Simpson to throw out of the end zone, and he's almost swallowed up by Georgia's pass rush. He throws it incomplete. Xavier McLeod was leading the charge, but he was surrounded right under the goalpost, trying to go to Caleb Edwards, the tight end, just out of desperation, but it's incomplete. It'll be 2nd down and 10 now. Ball's on the 4, not the 5, far left into the field. Simpson stands in the end zone taking the snap. He'll throw it to the 10. It's caught by Bernard. He makes one man miss, and then we grab his arm and get him down. Their receivers are hard to tackle for us. And we finally do stop Bernard at the 12.
They are not good, but they are great runners after the catch are their receivers.
Bolden and Johnson, the linebacker, on the tackle for the Dogs. It's third down. Get a stop here. Get the ball back. It's 3rd and 2 for Alabama on the 12. They bring the running back into the backfield. He was lined up at a receiver out on the left side. Snap it back to Simpson. He's got plenty of time. Throws it to the tight end. Incomplete over the middle at the 15. And we put a shoulder right into his belly just for good measure.
Every one of those 50-50 almost tight plays have not been made by Bama today. That ball off the fingertips of the tight end. They're going for it on 4th down, Scott.
Apparently. 4th and 2 on the 12, their own 12. Maybe trying to get Georgia to move. Nope, they're going to run it. They run the play. They snap the ball, and they throw it incomplete. Incomplete. The Dogs take over on the Alabama 12. Wow. There's 8:13 to go, and they went for it on their own 12-yard line.
Joseph Jonah driving his tackle into the throwing lane of Ty Simpson, forced a high throw. You got a big 6'6" tackle with a 6'5" defensive lineman pushing him, Scott. That allowed that forced that ball sailed high to the near sideline from Ty Simpson. Georgia scored on a short field 3 times today. All 3 scores have come on a short field. Here we go again.
Bernard was running a crossing route towards the Alabama sideline, but that ball was nowhere near him, as you just pointed out. Georgia's ball, 1st and 10 on the Crimson Tide 12. Far left end of the field. Dogs out of the pistol, leading at 21-7. Snap to Stockton. Gunner. Oh, he shared the handoff that time with Frazier, and Gunner ended up with the football. He wouldn't give it away, and Nate didn't want to let go, and they both ran through the hole together. Stockton ends up with the ball in his hand and knocked to the turf, the 12 of the 13-yard line. That was an awkward-looking play.
James Smith, the Bama defensive lineman, was in the backfield unblocked.
Clock ticking. 7:45 remaining here in Atlanta. Georgia with a 2-touchdown lead, looking for points here after the ball went over on downs. Alabama went for it on 4th and 2 from their own 12. Handoff Frazier through the hole. Ooh, goodness. Driven back in the opposite direction. Frazier got hit right in the hole by Deontay Lawson, who drove the Georgia running back on his back for no gain. Well, the Dogs have run 2 plays here in the Massey Ferguson red zone and haven't been able to budge the ball off the 1st down marker.
Well, that was an impressive play from the Bama captain. You don't see Nate lose many battles like that.
2 receivers to the right for the Dogs. Now we bring Cash Jones in motion to the left. Here comes pressure. They blitz. We throw it to Branch. Oh, he cuts back to the left. 10, 5, 1. Touchdown. Touchdown. Zachariah Branch has done it again with those nifty moves.
We have a wide receiver with elite run after the catch skills too. Zach Branch, that screen is supposed to go back toward the middle of the field. Bama did a great job defending it, and you saw him ad-lib just like he did on the last screen pass that he caught. Sticks that ball in the end zone. What a run from Branch.
He caught it, took 2 steps, jabbed to the right, and then back to the left, and Alabama wasn't going to catch him then. When he crossed the goal line, they belted him in the air. He quickly jumped up and celebrated with his teammates. The Dogs lead at 27-7.
Then he pulls his Cristiano Ronaldo celebration in the end zone. I love it.
Point after try from Peyton Woodring. Kick is up and good. You saying Gunner got a block on that play too? He got hit. Okay. He took a shot. Zachariah Branch with the touchdown. Brought to you by Conecuh Sausage, the official smoked sausage of the Georgia Bulldogs. Well, another short yardage score by the Dogs. Alabama rolled the dot. Back in the Piedmont Healthcare radio booth. Georgia with a 13-yard touchdown pass from Gunner to Zachariah Branch. His 23rd touchdown pass of the season. Branch with the reception. That's his 5th TD catch of the year. Georgia scoring drive. 3 plays, 12 yards in a minute 22. That's the Shoemate drive summary. as the Dogs will kick it away through the end zone for a touchback. From Harry Dog's house to your house, Shoemade is Georgia's solutions for all things heating, air conditioning, plumbing, and electrical. Branch also with 5 more catches today. He's got 73 now on the season. That's just 3 shy of tying Bryce Hunter's all-time season record for most catches in a year, and that happened back in 1993. The Georgia Bulldogs Football Radio Network brought to you by Georgia Power. We're here for the win. Georgia Power is here for you. 1st and 10, Alabama on the 25-yard line. Georgia now leads it 28-7. Simpson in the pocket will throw to his left. Caught at the 35 on an angle. That's Bernard, I think, trying to weave his way up the middle of the field. It was Bernard on the catch. He was hit by Raylan Wilson and K.J. Bolden as he crossed the 40 at the 41-yard line. 16-yard gain. First down for the Tide. They want to move with some tempo. They trail by 3 touchdowns again. Simpson, we only rush 3. He'll throw. It's caught on the left side near the numbers at the 45-yard line. Again, Bernard on the reception. Tackle made by DeMello Jones, the sophomore from Swainsboro. They got 8. 2nd and 2 as we near 6 minutes remaining. From the Alabama 49, Simpson will throw again, far sideline, and this time the pass is incomplete. Bernard wanted to go for a 3rd strike. Dalen Everett denied it, and the pass is incomplete into the Georgia sideline. So it's 3rd and 2 now for Alabama. Clock stopped with 5:56 to go.
Daniel Hill, the running back for Alabama, is going to have nightmares of number 3 and number 5 for the next week. C.J. Allen just absolutely blew him up in the pocket there in pass protection. Just a physical contact.
Empty set. Now they motion in the running back into the backfield. Dogs look like they want to blitz. Will they? Simpson looking over the Georgia defense. We bring 4. Simpson in the pocket. Well, he's getting nervous now. He's going to pull it down and run, and Allen will hit him as he crosses midfield at the 50-yard line. Going to be a little bit shy of the first down, maybe by a yard. Ball's right in the middle of the field on the SEC logo on the 50. 4th down and a yard to go.
Credit Georgia's secondary again with great coverage downfield. Nowhere to go for Ty Simpson.
He got a yard on the scramble. Now they need another yard to get the first down. Clock moving at 5:20. And now Alabama wants to use a timeout.
Timeout, Alabama.
4th and 1 coming up. Alabama calls time to talk about it. 5:20 remaining in the game. And Georgia leads the Crimson Tide 28-7. Piedmont Healthcare offers you exceptional hassle-free care closer to home. Piedmont, the official healthcare provider of UGA Athletics. Dogs are 5 minutes and 20 seconds away from successfully defending their SEC championship. Beat Texas here in overtime last year to claim their 15th title. 5 minutes and 20 seconds away from number 16 here tonight with a win over Alabama. Tide not done yet. They trail by a bunch, though. 3 touchdowns and not a lot of time remaining for them. Georgia's had some key swing plays in this ball game, including a blocked punt. We've had an interception, a turnover on downs on their 12-yard line, and Georgia's turned all of that into points. 4th and a yard to go from the 50 for the Tide. Snap back, play fake. Simpson, he dumps it to the tight end. He gets the first down, and the tight end Edwards takes a pretty good lick in Georgia territory at the 42 by C.J. Allen and Ellis Robinson. But he gets up okay, and they spot it down at the 42-yard line. 8-yard gain for the Tide, and that gives them the first down, moves the sticks.
Ellis Robinson threw all 180 pounds.
The clock, there's something wrong with the clock, I think. The referee is talking, can't hear him, but yeah, it didn't move at all from 5:20. Now they reset it to 5:15. And they start the clock, says Daniel Gautreau. We don't need any clock bugaboos going on now. With 5 minutes to play and Georgia leading by 3 touchdowns. Simpson's got time to throw. He surveys the field, throws into double coverage on the left side, almost intercepted by Bolden. Ended up being tipped away by the Bulldogs sophomore safety from Buford, Georgia, and it's incomplete. Ryan Williams was the intended target, but denied by KJ.
Well, Ellis Robinson's going to have a hard conversation with KJ in the locker room after the game. He's like, bro, that was number 5. that would have allowed me to finish the SEC season, finish this season, the leader in the SEC with 5 interceptions.
Instead, it's 2nd down and 10 for Alabama from the Georgia 42-yard line. Simpson ready for the snap. He works out of the shotgun. They snap it back. He drops back. Now he runs to the left, being pursued by Walker, and we're going to drag him down. Sack back on the Georgia 47, 48-yard line. Let's see where they mark him. Zayden Walker with the pass rush and the sack for the freshman linebacker at the 47.
Well, what a fake. Zayden Walker was lined up in a sprinter stance right over top of the guard on that pre-snap. You thought that he was going to come on a blitz. No, he sits back. He's the spy for the quarterback. Great play from the true freshman.
Now it's 3rd and 15 for Alabama. We've got linebackers up in the gaps. Oh, we bring everybody this time. Oh, Simpson takes a lick. But Bernard catches it, and then he laterals it across the field to the far sideline. And that's the running back, Daniel Hill, that took the lateral. And it's finally knocked out of bounds way downfield at the Georgia 17-yard line. 30-yard pickup. Ran a little trick play there. It looked like they set up a screen for Bernard. He had blocking. But he just jumped in the air and threw it behind him across the field to Hill, who caught it and got down to the 17. Alabama this time going to go for the end zone now with Jeremy Bernard. It's incomplete in the near right corner.
Can't throw at Ellis Island and have success, Scott. Good coverage from Ellis Robinson on Bernard on the near end zone just underneath our view here.
2nd and 10 for the Tide on the Dogs 17. Ball's on the far hash. Alabama trying to push it across here from the right, or to the right, with 3:42 to go. 3 receivers in a bunch formation to the left of the quarterback. They play fake the jet sweep. We've got pressure. He throws it in the left flat to the motion man, and it's off his hands and incomplete. A.K. Deere. And that was Joseph Jonah Ajonia that came storming in from the quarterback's right. He saw him out of the right side of his eye there coming after him. And Simpson just tried to dump it off to his left. And Deere did not catch it.
Well, that was a problem up front. Michael Carroll looked inside, did not look outside. Joseph Jonah Ajonia, as you said, came scot-free, untouched.
3rd and 10 on the Georgia 17. Dogs lead at 28-7. 3:37 to go. They snap it back. Simpson will throw again. He throws it behind the receiver, Williams, and it's incomplete. Trying to complete that pass at the 8-yard line on the near sideline. And then K.J. Bolden gave him a little bump for good measure after the play. So now it's 4th down. 4th and 10 for the Tide. Clock stops again just a few seconds at a time, running off as Alabama is just in pass mode at this point. 3:33 to go. 4th and 10 for the Tide. Ball's on the 17 of the Dogs. How many will we bring this time? We bring 5, and then we have a spy. Justin Williams chasing. They chase Simpson out of the pocket. He curls, he spins, he rolls to the right. Now he throws towards the end zone, and it's incomplete. Through the hands of Bolden, off the body of Bernard, and to the turf, incomplete. It's the Dogs' ball going the other way. Once again, a turnover on downs by Alabama. Georgia football at our 17-yard line.
Backyard football at its finest, my goodness, KJ. KJ, the practice between now and the bowl game, wherever Georgia plays on New Year's Day, you're going to have some ball skill drills. Kirby Smart's giving him a hard time over there on the sideline, too, I'm sure. Get your hands on the ball and get that ball batted out of bounds. or catch it.
If he had picked that in the end zone, he would have +3 on the math there. We would have had it at the 20 instead of the 17. I'm sure he was thinking about that. Handoff Nate Frazier on first down for the Dogs, tackled by Tim Keenan running straight up the hash, although Nate never runs straight. I mean, he's always side to side until he finds a gap, and then he's gone. He got 3 that time to the 20. 2nd down and 7. Countdown begins for Georgia's fans. Less than 3 minutes to go. Georgia 28, Alabama 7. The Dogs closing in on a 16th SEC championship.
Alabama fans are getting an early start on traffic on the way home.
It's thinning out on the near side of Mercedes-Benz Stadium. Gunner's under center. Chauncey Bowens in the backfield. Play fake. Gunner's still, he's not done yet. He wants to throw. Now he's going to keep it. Run some time and then just collapse to the turf at the 15-yard line. There were a couple of defenders there. Keeley and Smith, 2 linemen. And Gunner goes down before they can hit him.
Well, and that's a play you do when the opposing team doesn't have any timeouts. You just
when you lead by three touchdowns too.
Yeah,
you don't need to make something happen at that point.
No, you don't. But also too, you don't need to take that hit. You roll out of bounds, buy a little bit more time, and then throw that thing into the 10th row on your side.
Alabama has called a timeout with 2:31 remaining. They have 1 left. We'll have the 2-minute timeout in 31 seconds. Georgia has a full allotment of its timeouts in case they need to use something there. Georgia 28, Alabama 7. The Dogs don't have 300 yards of offense. You might be surprised with 28 points, but as we pointed out, Georgia's scoring has been on short fields all afternoon. Georgia with 280 yards of offense, Alabama with 209. But look at this, Alabama -3 yards rushing today. Whew. Gunner going to stretch handoff Bowen straight up the hash. Bowens rips off a big run up across the 30. Oh, look at Lucky pumping his fist. Chauncey Bowens finally spun down at the 34-yard line by Red Morgan, the nickelback. He just exploded through the hole right up the hash.
I guess it's not the Red Sea, Scott. It was the Crimson Sea just parted right in the middle of that Alabama defense, and Bowens exploded through it, like you said. And that fall that he took, that hurt him.
Yeah, he's shaking up.
Get to the sideline.
He's not going to. He's going to go down on a knee between the numbers and the sideline. His trainers are out to greet him. He was kind of tugging at looked like maybe an oblique muscle or something like that. Something in that area. I don't know if it was on his back or just his side, but that's what it looked like when he went down on a knee. 19-yard burst for Chauncey Bowens.
Scott, you pointed it out. We don't yet have 300 yards of offense. After that run, we're at 299. But the thing that I'm loving here on our side of the stat sheet, over 33 minutes of possession in this ball game.
Yeah, we've just kind of switched the field on Alabama. That's what they did to Georgia in Athens. They had the ball for, 11 more minutes, ran like 24 more plays. Georgia's completely flip-flopped it here in the SEC championship game.
Yeah, those mismatches, they were tough. They were tough.
Clock was wound again. It's going to wind down to the 2-minute mark, and we'll have a timeout as Bowens was helped to the sideline now for Georgia. So 2 minutes remaining. We've got a break here at Mercedes-Benz. 2 minutes before Georgia takes home another SEC championship trophy. The confetti will fly in red and black here in a couple of minutes. Georgia 28 is than Georgia. And they've had the ball, time of possession, just a couple of minutes more. 6 minutes and 49 seconds to 4 minutes and 49 seconds. The big picture, however, is 28-7. Georgia leads. Defense played very well, forced a couple of 4th down turnovers on downs. Look at this. With 2 minutes left, we're going into the victory formation. Alabama's got a timeout left. Are they going to use it? We take a knee with Gunner.
Not going to use it.
And the clock rolls. The Tide has not, but the clock is 1:50 and ticking. Dogs, second down now coming up on the next snap of the ball. 2nd and 11, lost a yard on the kneel down. Now the UGA chants begin here inside Mercedes-Benz Stadium. Most of the Alabama portion of the stands has cleared out. Gunner getting ready to take another snap. What the play of Malachi Tolliver today?
Man, a young
he answered
kid
the bell, didn't he?
Gosh almighty, he did. So proud of him. Not just because he's from Cartersville and he's a Purple Hurricane. I love the kid. But, a young kid grew up today. He was given a shot, and he made the most of it. So proud of him.
Gunner takes another knee. Clock continues to go. Less than a minute now. 3rd and 11. Play clock at 20. We'll let as much time run off that thing as we can. And then take one more knee, and that'll be it. We're getting lined up, and this will indeed be the victory snap right here. Gunner takes the snap, takes a knee. 35 seconds to go. You won't need to snap it anymore. That's the ball game. Georgia is your SEC champions in 2025. We go back to back in 24 and 25 and defeat Alabama today 28-7, the final score. The Dogs' 12th win of the year. Alabama suffers what could be a very troubling 3rd loss of the season. We shall see tomorrow. Will they be in the playoffs or will they not be in the playoffs? Georgia definitely headed there. Dogs with their 16th SEC championship and a winner over Alabama 28-7. Stay tuned for our post-game coverage. That's straight ahead from Mercedes-Benz Stadium right here on the Georgia Bulldogs Sports Network.
Well, beyond the earth, beyond all things that gave us birth, we'll navigate the seas of the sun. If God is throwing dice and Einstein doesn't mind the chance, we'll navigate the seas of the sun. Infinity runs deep, eternity that we can keep. We'll navigate the seas of the sun. Flowers of our souls, purple, blue, and gold we find to navigate the seas of the sun. So we know who we are, even in this frozen waste. We'll navigate the seas of the sun, living in this place, staring into space we'll find.
Alligators, quick throw. Mitchell makes the catch. He breaks away. 30, 25, 20. Veers inside. 10 breaks the tackle. 5 breaks another one. Touchdown!